lucky that I got through the heart attacks. I'm also lucky that I got through 90 and 91, which is a terrible real estate crunch. And everybody in the industry, in our industry, had too much debt. And we had too much debt. We were building hotels for sale. And we would build them and sell them to investors. And we got trapped because the Japanese were primarily the buyers in the late 80s, 89, and 88, 89, 90. And we built up about $3 billion worth of hotels on our balance sheet. And the biggest one was San Francisco Moscone Center, 1,500-room hotels, about a $300 million investment. And the Japanese agreed to buy it, and then the last minute they reneged. And we didn't have financing because they didn't want any. And they just walked away, so we got stuck. And we had to scramble and work our way through it. I was free to admit that it was on my watch that all this happened. And my father had passed away 5 years before, so I knew he was up there looking down saying, "I told you so." And I'd look up at him, you know, and he'd kind of smile at me from his picture saying, "It's your watch, you've got us into this mess, you figure it out." So it was a great learning experience. And consequently today, we have less debt than any of our competitors. We changed our mold, basically. We sold off hotels, we took management contracts back on the hotels we sold. And today we have a very small amount of debt for the amount of size of our business and our assets. Basically, you know, about 1.7 billion in debt. We got about 900 million a year in cash flow. So we could, if we had to, pay off our debt. We could do it in 2 years. So we were in a lot better shape than we were in 90. Sometimes you have to go through the fire to learn to stay away from the fire. Business was getting out with the troops. And as you look at the Second World War leaders, the ones you remember are Rommel and Patton, really, and they were both out in charge ahead of their troops. And in our company, we have a philosophy that says get out in the units. I visited between 250 and 300 hotels a year. And my dad, when he was running the restaurants, growing the business, he was out in them every day, 12, 14 hours a day. So it's a hands-on kind of thing that I learned, and also the part of really getting your people together and listening to their ideas before you go to battle. And every day in our business, we go out and take care of customers. And it's so important we motivate our people. Because unlike a manufacturing company, we don't manufacture anything. Our people are interacting with the customers all the time. They're not working on an assembly line. So the motivation of our hourly workers and the training of these people is so very important to the way in which we do our business and the success of our business. And a lot of this I've learned in just studying military leaders and the ones that are successful. And the ones that aren't successful, the ones that stayed back in their bunkers and their foxholes and their command posts in the rear, never got out in front, were the ones that didn't do well. And so I've used this military analogy a lot in trying to inspire our people to be out in the troops.